In a sun-drenched valley where the grass tickled the ankles of the hills, two friends lived with a dream of a grand garden. Tatsu, a tortoise with a steady heart, and Haru, a hare with a restless spirit, shook hands on a clever deal. They would farm the land together and share every harvest right down the middle. A fair deal for fair friends, Haru exclaimed, though his eyes were already searching for a comfortable spot to nap. As the sun climbed high, the real work began. Tatsu spent his mornings tilling the soil, his movements slow and deliberate, as he turned the earth to make a bed for the seeds. Meanwhile, Haru found the shade of a wide oak tree far more inviting. He spent his days snoring softly, dreaming of golden fields he hadn't helped to sow. Whenever Tatsu asked for help, Haru would simply yawn and say, "I am busy visualizing our success." When the time came to decide how to split the first crop, Tatsu approached Haru with a thoughtful expression. "Since I did the heavy lifting, and you did the visualizing, how should we divide the plants?" Tatsu asked. "To keep it simple, why don't I take the upper portion that grows above the soil, and you take everything that grows beneath?" Haru, thinking the top part looked thin and leafy, quickly agreed. "Beneath the soil sounds sturdy and safe. I accept." Tatsu decided to plant bananas. Every day, he carried heavy buckets of water to the tall, broad-leafed plants. He sang to them and shielded them from the wind, watching as the green bunches grew heavy and turned a brilliant sunny yellow. The plants reached high toward the clouds, their weight supported by deep, invisible roots that Tatsu knew would be Haru's share. Harvest day arrived. Tatsu reached up and plucked the heavy, sweet bunches of bananas, filling his basket with gold. Haru, eager for his share, grabbed a shovel and began to dig. He tossed dirt everywhere, sweating and huffing, until he finally pulled up a tangled mess of hairy, bitter roots. He looked at his pile of dirt, and then at Tatsu's pile of fruit, and his long ears drooped in realization. "You tricked me," Haru cried, though deep down he knew he had only tricked himself. He stomped his foot and pointed a finger at the next empty plot of land. "Next time, we change the rules. I demand the upper portion of the crop. I won't be left with the roots again." Tatsu smiled gently and bowed his head. "As you wish, Haru. The top shall be yours, and the bottom shall be mine." For the second planting, Tatsu chose the elephant foot yam. He worked harder than ever, mounding the earth into high, protective hills. He didn't mind the heat or the sore muscles, for he knew that the secret of the yam was hidden deep within the dark, cool earth. While Tatsu tended the mounds, Haru sat on a fence, watching the green stems grow taller and taller, convinced he was finally winning the deal. The season changed, and the air turned crisp. It was time for the second harvest. Haru rushed to the field and quickly gathered all the tall, leafy stems and green stalks that grew above the ground. "Look at all this green," he cheered. But when he tried to bite into a stem, it was tough and tasteless. Tatsu, meanwhile, began to dig deep into the mounds he had built so carefully. From the earth, Tatsu pulled giant, heavy yams, enough to feed a village for a month. They were rich, starchy, and full of life. Haru looked at his pile of wilting leaves and stems, which were good for nothing but compost. He realized then that Tatsu hadn't been lucky. Tatsu had been smart and hardworking, while Haru had only been looking for the easiest path. That evening, Tatsu invited a young boy named Ajito to join him for a feast. They roasted the yams and sliced the bananas, the aroma filling the air with sweetness. "You see, Ajito," Tatsu said, passing a plate to the boy, "the best harvest isn't just